Shalom, family, and welcome back to my channel. I just wanted to do a quick take on what I see with Miss Danielle Perkins. Heavyweight with an upcoming undisputed fight with Claressa Shields here. And let me just go ahead and get into this quickly. She was a pro basketball star overseas. She had an accident that ruined her basketball career, leaving her paralyzed with a head fracture and more. And now what I didn't understand is whether or not that was a car accident, but either way, it ended her career. After approximately 7 years, I think she said, she found her way to the amateurs, not wanting to skip steps. She's 12-0 with 4 knockouts, and that is in the amateurs because obviously we know she doesn't have that many pro fights. But 12-0 with 4 knockouts in the amateurs, and she gained a world bronze, world gold, leading her up to now with the WBC silver heavyweight championship title. She's now 5-0 with 2 KOs, and 3 of her fights, oddly enough, she says, were in Flint, in Michigan. I don't know if they were in Flint, but they were in Michigan. So she's fought in Claressa's hometown. She's going to be fighting in Claressa's hometown again. Another little fun fact about her is that her first fight was in 2020 in the Crunk gym. And she thinks that this is going to be a dog fight, and it very well could be. I'm going to give my little breakdown on what I think of her, and I don't know. I don't know. Let me go on. I just don't think it's going to be a walk in the park for her. Like, maybe, I don't know if she feels that way, but it won't be. But she is 6'2", the 72-inch reach, and she is a southpaw. Another interesting fact is this is the first ever heavyweight undisputed fight with 2 black women. I thought that was some pretty interesting information. As far as what I see with her, she is rangy with good feints, and she does use her range well at times. She's good at hitting the levels. She invests in the body quite often. Her footwork is decent for what that's worth. It's like her last fight, I don't know if there was something wrong with her legs. It was I think there's an Irish chick named Fahy, probably Fahy, but it just looked like her legs were a little stiff. But when you go back to her 4 earlier fights, 3 I've seen, she was a little fluid for a tall girl, and I did make a little note before that she is kind of knock-kneed, so she does pretty well. Her footwork is decent. I'd say that 80% of the time she uses this loose crossbody guard. The 15% of the time she's like wide open, and 5% of the rest of that is this peekaboo she does. But a lot of times she's just wide open, and defensively she does a lot of leaning back and countering. She'll counter out of her, it's not even a step back, she kind of leans back out of range and comes back with the counter. I would actually call her a boxer counter puncher. And I see her with a little bit below average speed. Her accuracy fails for that reason. If her opponent doesn't just stand right there in front of her, she's swinging and missing because she's just not fast enough. With that said, I believe she has power, but what good is that if you're missing unless your opponent's standing dead in front of you, stationary. She's so very early on in her pro career, but I do like her, and I think she has potential. The drawback to that is that she's a character. Sometimes she does this little slick fighter bit, and I don't like that so much. I don't see her getting away with that with Claressa. My apologies for not turning off my ringer. But I'm trying to get this all in one take and not make it a dang 10-minute video. So, in closing, I will just say that I do like this lady. I do think she can fight. It is sad that there aren't enough women in these divisions, especially the heavyweight division. I think there's like a total of 13 women, you guys, and it's just sad that there's not more competition. Here we have Claressa, who's uber decorated, and this lady who's 5 fights a pro, but it is what it is. I do see Claressa outworking this woman. I do think she has power. Claressa, she can roll and she can slip, but she will kind of stand there and trade. So we're just going to have to see how this plays out, especially considering that Danielle is a little bit slower on the draw. Hopefully we'll see another layer to her. Maybe she'll take this more serious. I'm sure she will, being that it's an undisputed fight, and she will come out there not hamming it up and bang it out with Claressa. That's what we want to see. That's what we hope to see. I thank you guys for tuning in and having a little listen to me. Many blessings to you and yours. Shalom.